that has been taking advanced reading, accelerated reading tests. This is sort of, you read your book and then you take a quiz on it.
Oh.
How you doing that. The books are assigned levels by grade and also by length. Anyway, this is what you miss out by not having a 7-year-old girl in your house. The Pinkalicious stories are hysterical.
Oh.
There's a little girl who absolutely loves pink, but her book Goldalicious is marvelous. She has an imaginary unicorn.
Uh-huh.
There it is. That only she can see.
Ah.
But the drawings are fantastic. Where this unicorn goes and how we convince our substitute teacher that we can have it in class with us. It's fun. Hello. Can we walk? Thank you. Arbitrary question. Yes, I can walk. You want me? I love horses that aren't cynical, because I've heard I feel. The left rein is still attached. I was asking for something. There you go.
It's like, but you put the logs over there.
No, I need to go explore. So you do a fair amount of riding at the clinic?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
The first day, they get the philosophy, which is talking,
Yeah.
and they do half of the groundwork exercises.
Uh-huh.
The second day, they do the second half of the groundwork exercises,
Okay.
and then after lunch, they ride.
Yeah.
When they ride, they do the flexing at the standstill, and then they do one-rein stops from a walk, trot, and canter.
Okay.
And
That's good. He sort of sees what he's got. to
right,
play with.
and he has them trot for like 30 minutes and do one-rein stops, and he has them, do a one-rein stop every 2 strides if your horse is really fast.
Sure.
And spiral them in very slowly. Spiral them in. Don't pull their head around.
Well, this is good. He's basically establishing a safety for his own clinic.
Yeah,
I'm sure that this is a fresh concept in everybody's head.
and after 30 minutes of trotting, these horses all start lining up, following the leader.
Good.
And the riders start sitting back and riding. And all the heads come down and the horses get quiet.
Find out who's actually got a horse that's in condition and who doesn't.
Yeah. And then he'll say, now those that want to, canter 2 strides and bring them back. And he said, when you bring them back, he said, you slide your hand down and tip their nose a little bit and wait. Bring their head around a little bit. Keep your hand on the horn and wait. And then pretty soon, the ones that are going to canter will canter. And usually everybody will try it.
Sure.
And because after a half-hour trotting, these horses are pretty quiet. And then the next lesson is cruising. And cruising, you put your reins down, and the reins are floppy. You don't steer the horse. You hold on to the horn, and maybe even the back of the saddle, and you trot.
Okay.
The horse goes wherever they want.
Interesting.
And they will form little herds, go over here, go over there. And a lot of the horses get unconfident because they've always been steered. And he said this improves your riding, because he says if you don't steer them and you try to anticipate where they're going to go, you're going to fall off. And that's always a lot of fun to watch. And then, of course, the ones that want to can try it at the canter. And usually, after another half hour,
Cantering at the same time.
another half hour of trotting together, most of them have to spank, and they'll get a couple strides of canter, and then the horse will break to a trot.
Sure. Numbers there? Sort of. Steering a noodle.
Yeah.
Okay. Good going.
So then they
Yeah, we did put it right wing on there. I'd like you to listen to it. Ah, good boy.
when they cruise at the canter the first time,
Uh-huh.
he usually has everybody stop apart from each other,
Smart.
and only 2 canter at once.
That's a good idea. Otherwise, we could end up with a giant herd.
Yeah, and 2 will
And
canter,
again, they've already done a lot of trot exercises.
Yeah.
And they're more than warmed up now.
and 2 will canter, and then if a horse comes near you, you're to flex your horse. And then day 2, they'll do a few groundwork exercises. They'll do the lunging for respect stage 2 and desensitizing. And they saddle up and they do the 1 rein stops, walk, trot, canter, half-hour trot. And then they do cruising again, 2 at a
Probably
time.
more trotting than a lot of these riders have done.
Oh, absolutely. By the 3rd day, most of them are really riding good. And then he'll teach them to yield the hindquarters at a walk, vertical flexion a little bit, and then,
Well, good. I'm delighted to hear that gets addressed.
yeah,
I really get tired of watching these horses go around in rope halters with their faces sticking out forever.
oh,
It's like, people, there's more to life.
the one thing he talks about, Clinton talks about a lot.
Thank you. All right, noodle boy.
Yeah,
Yay,
So-
okay. That was fun. You wouldn't pass a DUI like that, bub.
No.
But I'm not next to it. You got to do all of that one completely in front of me. Uh-huh.
that's a lot to think about.
It is. It's like,
Because, you
you
know,
know,
we,
he's pretty confident going over that. He's like,
let's go run over my mom. And then in intermediate, he does shoulder in, shoulder out. He does all the good stuff. Yeah, see, you don't know how good they steer until you have something to aim
there
at.
you go. Exactly. Which is why I wanted to do this today.
Yeah.
Kind of a major noodle last time. It's like, all right. And that's hard. I put them off the rail for a reason.
Yeah.
And it gave him a lot of ways to make mistakes. Not when you're lunging. Try to make it,
Yeah.
you know, non exercise for them then. And I really don't want to be pulling on them and adjusting them a lot. I really want to freely go over those logs on a lunge line.
Yeah.
On the ground driving lines, it's a different matter. There, nice, good.
Mommy.
It's so different from ground driving Arabians.
Why are they
They're
fast?
contact and they're looking back at you.
Oh.
Good boy. Good boy. Well, that was better. It was more of a serpentine.
Yeah.
And you kept moving forward, which was the whole point of that exercise. Good boy. Yeah, we're going to do it again though. For draft horses, you get the 10-second delayed response. You pull and nothing seems to really happen, but it will.
Yeah, it has to go down to the
If you get
feet.
impatient, you know, you'll pay for that later. Like the side pass, you kick and nothing happens. Kick again, nothing happens. You kick really hard, and then all of a sudden he takes 1, 2 nice steps and then 3 really fast ones.
Yeah.
Exactly what you said. 1, 2, kick. Oh yeah, that was really smart. You're just funny. Well, you lost contact, but I figured I'd wander. You're cute. In a very quiet, calm demeanor. I mean, it doesn't seem to be upsetting him in the least. Go straight this time.